Hi, WIZN.
Yeah, is Mel Allen there?
This is Mel.
Hey, Mel, Erik Turner from Warrant. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I was actually just cranking up some of your tunes. So,
Well, thank you very much.
oh,
We appreciate that.
I've done it many, 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 many times.
Awesome. I love to hear that.
Yeah. I was just kind of recounting, the days of driving to high school my senior year. That was a good year because my buddy got a new car with a tape player, and Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich definitely played a number of times.
Yeah, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. Still the American dream.
Right? Right? Yeah. Hey, it's still mine. I don't know why I work in radio, but it's still mine.
Right on.
Well, thanks for calling, man. I definitely appreciate having the opportunity to talk with you before, of course, an amazing tour that is landing right here in my backyard. You guys playing along with Dokken and Great White, just two other amazing, I got to say it, hair metal bands. I had the long hair. I was definitely thrashing along with you guys and listening to it. So it's pretty cool that you're going to be here and just playing music for us, for our listeners, and having a good time, I hope, as well.
Yeah, speaking of high school, when I was in high school, I was listening to Dokken and Great White and getting to know those guys and played tons of shows with them over the years has been, really awesome experience for me. All those bands, including Warrant, we got a bunch of hits. So if you come out to the show, you're going to hear a ton of songs that and hopefully at least like, if not love, if you come from the 80s rock era.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the fans of, as we call it, the WIZN, are definitely going to know most of your lyrics, if not all of the lyrics, and be singing right along with it. So I got to say, though, I have found out so much more about you guys since I found out you were coming to town, and just kind of looking back in what you guys did and what, the history is. I mean, you're from Nebraska, right? It was, am I right in that?
I was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
But, when I was 18 months old, which I don't remember, my parents packed up the car and moved to Orange County, California, Southern California. So I grew up in Orange County, and that's where Joey Allen and myself met, right out of high school. And then when I was 19, I moved to L.A., and eventually I talked to Joey into joining Warrant. And
well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, for sure.
Yeah, we're still doing it.
But it's awesome that you were out there, pounding the pavement, handing out leaflets to people to be like, come to our show. And then, how it seemed like it quickly went from, there to filling stadiums and selling out shows, and then just having boom, 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 just awesome albums coming out, one after another.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun being a starving musician on the Sunset Strip, handing out flyers, and we did build up quite a following. We set a attendance record at Gazzari's, and we were really pretty popular. We could sell 1,000 seats a night for an unsigned band that didn't have a record out. We got pretty popular, and then eventually the record labels came along, and Sony Music ended up signing us in '88. But between '84 and '88 seemed like a really long time. But looking back on it, 4 years of fun and starving was not so bad.
Yeah. The old starving artist. I mean, definitely you gotta appreciate where you came from with that, and the fact that you're probably not starving too much these days, I hope.
No, happily married for 26 years, plenty of food, thank God. My wife's a great cook. But, I think when we got signed, my waistline was like 28 inches. I think I weighed about 115 pounds, just Skeletor. They used to call me Skeletor because I was so skinny. But, life's been good. We've been blessed with a bunch of hit songs that lots of people like. And, to still be able to go out and play music for people, all these years later is just truly a blessing, and we're grateful for every single person that comes out and rocks with us.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, just from what I've listened to that you have done in live shows, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely, you guys are still cranking it as Warrant, and I got to say, Robert Mason, man, he does a fantastic job. Like I was like, man, if you didn't tell me that this was a different singer and you just played this, and I'd be just rocking out to it just as much as if it was anyone. So I got to give props to Robert for doing that, and for you guys still just rocking crowds.
Yeah, we're lucky to have Robert. We met him. He was in the opening band called Lynch Mob on our Dog Eat Dog tour. Him and Janie became really good friends. Of course, everybody in the band, we're all friends. And then in 2008, we needed a singer, and he auditioned and got the gig. And so now he's been in the band for 14 years. I mean, that sounds crazy to say that, and at least 1,000 shows. So he sings the heck out of the songs, and unlike me, he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. Guy's a workout gym rat, dude. He looks fantastic, and we all try and take care of ourselves, of course, and want to look good for y'all.
Hey, no, no comments about the extra pizza slices that I'm having myself. So,
I love pizza.
Oh yeah, it's hey, but I also love just the fact that you guys are also doing some pretty awesome stuff. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this, but Down Boys Records, the label that you guys released, what was it, Under the Influence, kind of transitioned. And you guys are doing some pretty cool stuff, not just for your music, but other music as well. So you're where are you putting your music into places that people are hearing it?
Well, we just, now everything is distributed online. So anything that's on our label, Down Boys Records, which honestly we don't do a whole lot with other than some Warrant records and a few others, goes out on Apple and Spotify and Pandora. Everywhere that you can stream music, our music goes. It's distributed through The Orchard, which is a Sony company, and it's fun. We still love making music, still fans of other people's music, and this day and age, some of our records are still with Sony, some of them are with Down Boys Music. And we just love music wherever we're putting it out.
Nice.
We also did a few records for Frontiers, which is a pretty popular label. They've done a ton of acts like Def Leppard and Whitesnake and stuff. We've done a few records with them, and we might. There's some riffs flying around. There's some talk of maybe starting, to write some songs and record next year. We'll see what happens.
I can only hope, man. That would be pretty awesome to be playing some new Warrant music from you, and just kind of seeing where it goes, and it's cool seeing the journey that musicians take. And I gotta ask, I've heard that you were inspired by bands like Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin. That's Wikipedia, from your own mouth. I mean, what was kind of like your inspiration for getting behind the guitar and really playing? Yeah,
Wikipedia is not always correct. In this case, they are.
Oh, nice.
Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Aerosmith kind of are the foundation of my, I call melodic hard rock. I just always liked hard rock. And then, of course, I expanded my horizons from there into, the British metal like Priest and Maiden. And, so I love all kinds of music. I still tend to listen to the same bands I grew up on, UFO and stuff like that. So just, Thin Lizzy, Black Sabbath, I still listen to all that stuff. I just love hard rock.
So do we. I mean, the name of my show is The Highway to Mel. So, you can probably guess where that came from. So, I used to have records broken by my parents when I was a kid because they were like, you shouldn't be listening to this. And it just made me buy more of them. So.
Yeah, exactly. The first two albums I bought, I had $6 and I could buy two albums. I think I was 11. Was Aerosmith's first album, which doesn't have a title, I don't believe, and then Welcome to My Nightmare by Alice Cooper. And I just picked those two albums just 100% based on the artwork, the album covers. And so ever since, I've been rocking and, getting into bands like Kiss and Queen and all that stuff. I just couldn't get enough of albums and records and concerts when I was growing up.
Yeah, I definitely hear you. I mean, it sounds very similar to how things started from them. My record collection started off with looking for covers of metal bands and rock bands, and all my first concerts that I saw were that, and here I am, still loving the music, still cranking it, still kicking it, and you guys definitely going to kick it, going to be a great time. So I got to say, everybody's got to get out and see you guys.
Yeah, come on out. Saturday night, right? Saturday night in Vermont.
Saturday night at the Champlain Valley Fair, and the 10 best days of summer. It's certified. They've certified it's the 10 best days of summer, and you guys are basically helping to cap off those 10 days. So
that's awesome. Well, Great White, Warrant, Dokken. It's going to be a great night of music, and we're going to be playing all our hits: Down Boys, Sometimes She Cries, Heaven, I Saw Red, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Blind Faith, of course, Cherry Pie. We got a bunch of songs for you, plus deep tracks off Dirty Rotten, Cherry Pie. We might even play a new song called Louder, Harder, Faster from our last record. And it's just a good night of party rock and roll. Come out and have a good time. That's all we request.
Man, that sounds like a perfect night for me. Erik, thank you so much for taking the time out to call and for coming and visiting our tiny little burg here in northern Vermont.
Hey, we're looking forward to it. And thank you for talking to me, and thank everybody for putting on a show so we can play. We love it.
All right, I'll be listening on Saturday. I'll be there, so.
Oh, good. Well, introduce yourself. I don't know what you look like, my man.
All right, man. I know what you look like, so it'll be easy.
I imagine you're tall, dark, and handsome and smell like a car, maybe.
That's it. Just exactly dialed in.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Thank you.
man. Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.